Locals say, if you're walking alone on Clinton Road at night, never look back. That's not just some high school campfire tale whispered under blankets. It's not another Reddit creepypasta either. It's a warning, shared in low voices, with pale faces and shaking hands, like they've seen what's behind you, so you don't have to. Before we go further, if you're new here, welcome to Clara After Dark. I'm Clara Morgan, and tonight's story is not for the faint of heart. If you love stories about haunted roads, shadowy footsteps, and things that follow you when you think you're alone, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. I post stories every week, real ones. And tonight, I've got something chilling. This happened in October 2021, just a few days before Halloween. Me and a friend, Mitch, who runs a small urban legends YouTube channel, decided to explore Clinton Road. We'd heard the stories, the ghost boy on the bridge, the phantom truck that chases you, the disappearances, but we wanted to see for ourselves. Clinton Road is in West Milford, New Jersey, a long winding stretch cutting through dense woods. Locals call it the most haunted road in America. There's a bridge there. If you throw a coin into the water, a small ghostly hand is said to throw it back. But that's just the beginning. Our plan was simple. Record a walkthrough of the area. Maybe pick up some EVPs, debunk a few myths, get spooked a little. I wasn't a hardcore believer, but that night, that road made me a believer. We arrived at the southern end of Clinton Road at 10 p.m. The air was cold. Fog drifted across the cracked pavement. Tall trees leaned in like giant shadows. Mitch parked the car off to the side, grabbed his gear. I had my flashlight, my phone, and a strange feeling in my gut. I remember thinking, it's just a road. But Clinton Road doesn't like being underestimated. We started walking. Our steps echoed on the broken asphalt. Crickets chirped, and in the far distance, something howled. Probably a coyote, maybe something else. Mitch walked beside me, flipping through his notebook. He suddenly stopped. "Clara," he said, "you hear that?" I paused. "What?" "Footsteps." Behind us. I froze, heart pounding. I did hear something. Light footsteps. Quick, like a child's, or something pretending to be a child. I turned around fast. Nothing. But the footsteps didn't stop. They were getting closer. My breath felt cold in my chest. The fog was thicker now. Mitch pointed his flashlight behind us. The beam cut through the mist but landed on nothing. Just trees. Just empty blackness. But the footsteps, still there. Quick, uneven, too light to be a grown person, too steady to be an animal. I whispered, "Mitch, what do we do?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached into his bag and pulled out a small audio recorder, pressed the button. Red light on. We stood still, listening, not breathing. Click, click, click. The sound of tiny feet, approaching slowly. Right behind us, I felt a pressure on my back, like someone standing too close to not be seen. I turned around, again, nothing. But this time, the temperature dropped. So fast it felt like falling into ice water. I looked at Mitch. He was pale, eyes wide. He mouthed something to me. "Don't look back." I almost laughed, but I couldn't, because I knew he wasn't joking. We started walking again. Faster this time. Not running. Not yet. The footsteps followed. After about 5 minutes, we reached the old bridge, the one from the stories. It looked normal. Just a short stone bridge over a narrow stream. Moss-covered rocks. Water trickling below. Silent trees surrounding us like spectators. Mitch stopped. He pulled a coin from his pocket. I gave him a sharp look. "Really? You're doing the coin thing now?" He nodded. He leaned over the edge and dropped the coin into the stream. Plink. Silence. I looked at him, waiting for a smirk, some joke, but his face was still serious. Then, a splash, right behind us, like someone had thrown the coin back. I felt my stomach twist. That was not the sound of water hitting water. That was a throw. A reply. I grabbed Mitch's arm. Let's go. He didn't argue. We turned and walked back the way we came. Faster now. No footsteps behind us this time. No sounds at all. Just silence. But somehow, that felt worse. We walked in silence. Mitch had his flashlight pointed low to the ground. I kept glancing over my shoulder, even though I knew I shouldn't. The forest felt like it was leaning in on us. The trees too close, the air too thick. Every step sounded wrong, too loud, too exposed. I whispered, "How much farther?" Mitch didn't answer. He just kept walking, head down, mouth tight. Then I heard it, a whisper, not footsteps this time, but a voice, soft, childlike. It said, "Come back." I stopped walking. Mitch didn't notice. He kept going. "Clara, come back." My name. It knew my name. I turned around slowly. My flashlight flickered, once, twice. Then it caught something, a shape, on the road behind us, small, human, standing completely still. It looked like a child, but wrong. No face, no color, just shadow, outlined by the fog, and the way it stood, not scared, not lost, like it was waiting. I took a shaky step backward, and that thing, it moved, not walking, sliding, silent. Mitch finally noticed I wasn't next to him. He turned around, his eyes locked on the thing behind me. He whispered, "Don't run." We backed away, step by step, keeping our eyes forward, but I could feel it. It was gaining on us. The road curved slightly. We saw our car in the distance, barely visible through the mist. I started to run. I couldn't help it. My legs moved before my brain could catch up. Mitch cursed, then followed. Behind us, the footsteps came back, faster, heavier, not small anymore. We reached the car. Mitch fumbled with the keys, dropped them once, got the door open. We both jumped in. He slammed the doors shut and locked them. The interior lights blinked on, then off. Silence. I looked at the rearview mirror, empty road, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still out there, just beyond the tree line, watching. I turned to Mitch. What the hell was that? He didn't speak, just stared straight ahead, hands shaking on the steering wheel. We didn't talk the whole ride home. That night should have ended there, but it didn't. After we got home, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that shadowy figure standing in the road, and I kept hearing that voice, whispering my name. I tried to tell myself it was just fear, adrenaline, maybe even a trick of the fog, but something followed me. The next morning, I found dirt on my bedroom floor, small footprints, leading from the window to the edge of my bed. I lived on the second floor. That window was locked, still closed, still latched. I called Mitch. He didn't answer. Later that afternoon, he finally texted back. All it said was, "Not safe. Don't talk about it." That night, I heard the voice again. "Come back, Clara. Come back." It was right outside my window. I stayed up until sunrise, lights on, frozen in bed. The next day, I drove to Mitch's apartment. His car was there, but he didn't answer the door. I knocked, called his name, nothing. Then I heard movement inside, something scraping against the floor. I leaned close to the door. "Mitch, you okay?" Silence. Then, from the other side of the door, a voice that wasn't his. Too soft. Too wrong. "He's not here." I backed away slowly, got in my car, drove off without looking back. I should have stopped there, But I didn't. I needed answers. I needed to know what we saw on that road, and why it was following me. I started researching old forums, paranormal blogs, anything that mentioned Clinton Road. One post caught my attention. It was buried deep in a thread from 2009. User deleted. No replies. It said, "If you hear footsteps on Clinton Road, don't stop. If you hear a voice, don't listen. If it knows your name, it's already too late." After reading that post, my breath caught. The last line said, "If it knows your name, it's already too late." I tried to ignore it, but the voice kept coming every night, always the same. Soft, slow, and always calling my name. Sometimes I heard it outside my window, sometimes down the hallway, sometimes from the mirror. I didn't tell anyone. I just wrote everything down in a journal. That notebook was the only place I felt sane. But even my own handwriting started to look strange, shaky, like someone else was writing through my hand. 3 days after the last visit to Mitch's place, I woke up at 3 a.m. My bedroom lights were off, even though I was sure I turned them on before sleeping. The footsteps came again, but this time, not from outside, not from the roof, from inside the house. Small steps, quick, paused. I stayed still, too scared to open my eyes, until the footsteps stopped beside my bed. I could hear breathing, slow, heavy, cold. Then the voice spoke again. Not Clara, but Mitch's voice. "You have to come back. To that road? We're not finished yet." I jumped up and switched on the lights. Empty, no one in the room, door locked, windows closed. But on the floor, there was mud, wet, smelling like dirt, and small footprints again, this time leading toward my closet. I didn't dare open it. I left the room. That night, I slept in my car, all the cabin lights on. The next morning, I forced myself to go back to Clinton Road. I thought, if this all started there, maybe it could end there. I had no idea what I would find, but I knew one thing. I was not alone. The morning fog hung low as I drove back to Clinton Road, the trees standing silent and watchful on either side. The air was heavy with a mix of damp earth and something else I couldn't place. I felt a knot tightening in my stomach, a warning I tried to ignore. I parked near the cracked asphalt where Mitch and I had first heard the footsteps. The place looked quiet, almost too quiet. I stepped out, the crunch of gravel under my boots, the only sound. My flashlight cut through the mist as I moved forward, eyes scanning the shadows. The road stretched out, twisting and turning, swallowed by thick woods. The deeper I went, the heavier the silence became. Then, suddenly, a faint voice whispered, "Clara?" I froze, heart pounding. The voice was close, soft but clear. I called out, "Mitch." No answer. The footsteps returned. Slow this time. Deliberate, closer. I reached the old stone bridge again, the spot where the coin had landed in the stream. I knelt down and ran my fingers through the cold water, trying to steady myself. Behind me, the fog shifted. A shape appeared. Not a child this time. Bigger, more solid. An outline of a man, his face blurred but eyes glowing faintly in the mist. I backed away slowly, heart racing, trying not to panic. "Who are you?" I whispered. No reply. Then the shape stepped forward. Closer. The air grew colder. I turned and ran. Branches scraped my arms and face. The footsteps chased me, echoing in the silence. I burst into my car, slammed the door, and locked it. The engine roared as I sped away, but the feeling followed me, that I wasn't alone. After that night, I knew I had to get help. This was no ordinary haunting. Something darker was tied to Clinton Road. I reached out to Clara Morgan, a paranormal investigator I had followed online for years. She was known for handling cases just like mine. If anyone could help me understand what was happening, it was her. Clara responded quickly. She arrived in New Jersey 2 days later. We met near the edge of Clinton Road, the mist curling around us like a living thing. She carried equipment I barely understood: EVP recorders, thermal cameras, and old books about spirits and curses. Her calm presence helped steady my nerves. Together, we retraced the path Mitch and I had taken. Clara explained that Clinton Road was notorious for unexplained disappearances and sightings, dating back decades. She said, "Places like this have a memory. They hold on to pain and fear." That night, Clara set up cameras along the road. We waited in silence. The only sounds were the rustling leaves and our own breaths. Hours passed. Then the temperature dropped suddenly. Our equipment started picking up strange readings. And the voice returned, ... whispering my name. As the night deepened, Clara and I stayed close to the edge of the woods. The air grew colder, and the fog thickened, swallowing the road behind us. She set her equipment on the ground carefully, whispered into her recorder, "Is there anyone here who wants to speak?" We waited. Minutes passed. Then the faintest whisper came back through the speaker, soft and barely audible. "Clara." I looked at Clara. Her face was calm but focused. She explained, "This road is a thin spot where the veil between worlds is weak." Suddenly, the thermal camera flickered. A figure appeared on the screen, tall, shadowy, and moving slowly among the trees. Clara grabbed her flashlight and aimed it toward the movement. The beam cut through the fog but revealed nothing. The voice whispered again, "Come back." The hairs on my arms stood up. Clara told me, "Whatever this is, it's attached to you now. It won't let go." I shivered despite my jacket. The night felt endless, and we knew the only way to stop this was to face it. Clara and I decided to confront whatever was haunting Clinton Road. We gathered our gear, the cold night air biting through our clothes. We followed the road deeper into the woods. The silence was broken only by the crunch of leaves beneath our feet. Suddenly, the temperature dropped drastically. Our breath formed thick clouds. Then a figure appeared ahead, tall, dark, and shadowy, with eyes that glowed faintly red. It moved slowly toward us, making no sound. Clara whispered, "This is it. The entity tied to this place." I felt a chill crawl down my spine. The figure stopped just a few feet away. Its eyes locked on me. Then it spoke, a voice like the wind through dead trees. "You brought her here. Now she belongs to us." I wanted to run, but Clara held my arm firmly. She spoke into her recorder. "Why are you here? What do you want?" The figure's eyes flickered, then it vanished into the fog. For a moment, there was silence. Then the voice whispered one last time, "Don't look back." The fog swallowed the figure, leaving only silence behind. Clara and I stood frozen, the weight of the moment pressing down. I realized then what Mitch had meant. This place held something ancient and unforgiving. We had disturbed it, and it wasn't ready to let go. Clara spoke softly, "We need to leave. Now." We hurried back down the road, the fog closing in like a living thing. Every shadow seemed to reach for us. When we finally reached the car, I looked back once, just once, and saw a pair of glowing eyes watching from the trees. I never went back after that. Clinton Road keeps its secrets, well, but sometimes, late at night, when the fog rolls in, I swear I hear it, whispering my name. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share. Subscribe to Clara After Dark for more real horror stories. Remember, don't look back.